Alright guys, I'm gonna show you guys how to play Yahtzee. Okay? So this is a pretty popular game. Basically, um, it's a pretty simple game, but like I think it's more or less like you're playing a game where you're keeping score on the dice you roll. You get to roll the dice 3 times, right, on your turn. So this is the setup, and basically you take turn rolling the dice 3 times per turn, right? So basically you have um, so what you do is you have those empty spaces, five empty spaces at the bottom. What you want to do is you want to be able to every you know so you don't want to take a position unless you want to you want to hold your score in that position, right? So let's say um like it's your turn and you want to take a the number 1 position, right? So what you would do is you say, hey, you know what I mean, I want to I'll roll 3 times, and within the 3 times you can stop whenever you want, right? And then let's say you want to take that the first position, which is um, the top left, the number 1 die, right? And you only had like one number 1 on your first roll. Um, you had only one die that rolled out the number 1. So what your score would be um, 1, right? Because you decided to take that one die to take that place where you is to have that spot, right? So then your score will be 1. Okay, let's say you wanted to take the number 2 position, right? And then it's your turn, you had 3 rolls, right? And then, let's say you roll out, out of that 3 roll, you roll out 2 dice, right? And then, you would take, your score would be 4, right? And then 4 plus 1 would be 3. So you would have 3 overall points. So on and so forth, right? So the scoring system is kind of weird, right? So everything on the left column, you would just multiply the 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 number, the die number by the multiple of die you rolled out. You know what I mean? Remember, there's only 5 dices that you roll per turn. But then on the right column, right, um, you actually don't account for the number of um, uh, dices. Okay, so every turn when you roll, you hold you get to hold the dice you want to hang on to, and then the dice that you want to keep on rolling, right? So you have 5 dice that you want to roll. So let's say you all don't roll two sixes, right? And you're going for like um, multiple of you want to roll three, let's say three sixes, right? And then you will place that in your your U slot right there, right? It'll make sense once I go to the next screen. But the 3x, let's say you did roll out all that turn, you roll out three sixes, right? And on the last turn, when you roll the dices, you don't actually uh, account for the three sixes. You count the three sixes plus the sum of the rest of the dice that's um, that you rolled out. So you can, let's say you got three, you got six, six, six. That's 18, and then the other two dice left over. Let's say it's one and one, right? So then that'll be nine, six, 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 19, 20. So then the 3x in that that empty spot right there next to the 3x, you put a 20. That'd be your points, right? And then you add it to the total sum of of everything that you've already rolled out already, right? So on and so forth. All the right columns are the same. 4x is mean whatever dices you want to hang on to that that uh that you want to keep, but it has to be four of those dice before you can qualify to put into that position. Your goal is to get like the maximum amount of points when you add up all the dice. A full house is just one two of a kind, and then also a three of a kind. At the same time, at the end of the die, you want one pair, and then one three of a kind together, right? That's a full house, which is signified by the house um, image there. And then the small consecutive uh, card, row, a consecutive. So the small be like one, two, three, four, like four consecutive, um, dice counts, or two, three, four, five, or three, four, five, six, right? That's small. And then the largest, all the whole five dice is all consecutively accounted for. So one, two, three, four, five, two, three, four, five, six. You know what I mean? Those are the whatever. So the full house you can only get a maximum of 25 points. The small you can get 30 points, and the large you can get 40 points. And Yahtzee you can get 50 points. And your goal is to get Yahtzee all the time if you can, right? So like, Yahtzee is a five of a kind, right? If you get five ones, that's a Yahtzee. If you get five twos, that's a Yahtzee, so on and so forth, right? But you can only get a Yahtzee only after you scored the Yahtzee slot first, right? So once you can get that first 50, then everything else can be a Yahtzee. It was still empty, right? So you can get 50, 50, 50, so on and so forth. And then your cumulative score is whatever it may be. It can go up to 300 plus points. And that's how you play Yahtzee, guys. Alright, so this is where I'm taking the small position, the 30. You can count on my dice there at the bottom that I got the uh, four consecutive